Mr. Chairman, my fellow Americans, the White House is not for sale. Its lease is up for renewal, but the American people are the landlords who will determine the tenants for the next 4 years. At this hour, when the world itself is half slave and half free, the leadership in the White House is a beacon for free men and all who would be free. May I present in nomination a fighter for freedom, a pilgrim for peace, the Vice President of the United States, the Honorable Richard M. Nixon.
Mr. Chairman, I place in nomination for the office of President of the United States a man with the courage of heroes, United States Senator Barry Goldwater of Arizona.
Well, I am going to ask them to withdraw it and ask the state to apply the votes to Dick Nixon. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, delegates to the convention and fellow Republicans, I respectfully ask the chairman to withdraw my name from nomination. Please. I release my delegation from their pledge to me. And while I am not a delegate, I would suggest that they give these votes to Richard Nixon. We've had our chance, we've fought our battles. Now let's put our shoulders to the wheel of Dick Nixon and push him across the line. Let's not flag back. This country is too important for anyone's feelings. This country and its majesty is too great for any man, be he conservative or liberal, to stay home and not work just because he doesn't agree. Let's grow up, conservatives. Let's, if we want to take this party back, and I think we can someday, let's get to work. Just remember this. The Democratic Party is no longer the party of Jefferson, Jackson, and Woodrow Wilson. It is now the party of Bowles, Galbraith, and Walter Reuther. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, fellow delegates, fellow Americans, with all my heart, I thank you for your trust, and I assure you of this, that it will impel me to expend every ounce of energy that I have in this campaign. My fellow Americans, the basic contest in the world today is no old-fashioned traditional partisan rivalry between the Republicans and the Democrats. The basic contest is the life and death struggle between the communists on the one hand and those who insist on being free on the other.
He is the man who will succeed Dwight D. Eisenhower next January. Richard E. Nixon. I have made many speeches in my life, and never have I found it more difficult to find the words adequate to express what I feel as I find them tonight. To stand here before this great convention, to hear your expression of affection for me, for Pat, for our daughters, for my mother. I have been asked by the newsmen sitting on my right and my left all week long, when is this campaign going to begin, Mr. Vice President? On the day after Labor Day or one of the other traditional starting dates? And this is my answer. This campaign begins tonight, here and now, and it goes on. And I announce to you tonight, and I pledge to you, that I personally will carry this campaign into every one of the 50 states of this nation between now and November the 8th. Above all, we must recognize that the greatest economic strength that we can imagine, the finest of government organizations, all this will fail if we are not united and inspired by a great idea. An idea which will be a battle cry for a grand offensive to win the minds and the hearts and the souls of men. Do we have such an idea? The communists proclaim over and over again that their aim is the victory of communism throughout the world. It is not enough for us to reply that our aim is to contain communism, to defend the free world against communism, to hold the line against communism. The only answer to a strategy of victory for the communist world is a strategy of victory for the free world.